You know, in Indian politics, some careers are a slow burn while others just skyrocket. Today, we're going to break down the story of Bandi Sanjay Kumar, whose journey is definitely the second kind. He's become a really key figure in the BJP's big push into South India.
And just look at this slide. It tells you pretty much everything you need to know. In 2005, he was a municipal corporator in Karimnagar. Fast forward to today, and he's a Union Minister of State for Home Affairs. I mean, that's not just a jump, that's a quantum leap from a local city council to the absolute center of national power.
So, that's the big question we're tackling, right? How on earth does a local politician become one of the most visible leaders from the South in what feels like the blink of an eye? Well, let's dig in and figure it out.
To really get his national rise, you have to go all the way back to the beginning. His entire political identity was forged in grassroots politics. This was no overnight success. We're talking about a career built from the ground up, brick by brick, over decades.
And this timeline really shows you he put in the work. He got his start with the RSS way back in the late 80s, which is where he built his core ideology. Then, get this, 14 years as a municipal corporator. Think about that. That wasn't just a pit stop, that was a long apprenticeship where he really learned the ropes of connecting with people way before anyone was talking about him on a national level.
So with all that experience, he was given a huge task: take charge of the BJP in Telangana. And this was a place where the party was up against a massive, massive challenge. His job wasn't just to win an election, it was to completely redraw the political map of the entire state. And let me tell you, this was a tough gig. Back in 2020, the BJP was barely even a blip on the radar in Telangana. The whole state was basically run by the BRS, a regional powerhouse. The BJP had almost no presence. His mission was to change all of that, starting from scratch.
So, the big question is, how did he even start? Well, his main strategy can be summed up in just 3 words: the long march. He literally took his politics to the streets and walked.
It was called the Praja Sangrama Yatra. And this wasn't your typical rally. No way. This was a gigantic on-foot political march that covered thousands of kilometers all across the state over a couple of years. It was an old-school strategy, sure, but it was designed for maximum visibility and direct impact.
And this march was a super smart, multi-layered plan. It had 4 main goals. 1. Go straight to the voters, forget the middleman. 2. Fire up the party workers and build up the organization from the ground level. 3. Really hammer home the party's core Hindutva message. And 4. Make so much noise with aggressive speeches that the media just couldn't ignore him. It was a full-court press.
So did it work? Oh yeah, it absolutely did. Analysts pretty much all agree that this strategy completely changed the game. Suddenly, the BJP wasn't just some minor party anymore. They were the main opposition voice in Telangana. And you don't have to take my word for it. Just look at the hard numbers from the Hyderabad municipal elections in 2020. This chart says it all. The BJP surged to 48 seats, right on the heels of the ruling BRS at 56. This wasn't just a good result. For Telangana politics, this was an earthquake.
And it wasn't a one-off thing either. That momentum just kept building. Boom, a surprise win in the Dubaka by-election. Then the huge gains in Hyderabad we just saw. And then another solid victory in the Huzurabad by-election. He was proving again and again that the BJP could actually win here.
And when you're making that kind of impact, people start to notice. And the people who noticed were right at the very top. His incredible performance in Telangana put him directly on the national leadership's radar, and that was his ticket to the main stage in Delhi.
So why him? What was so special? Well, he basically turned out to be the perfect fit for the Modi Shah playbook. He ticked all the boxes: a proven grassroots organizer, an aggressive, take-no-prisoners political style, total ideological commitment, and, this is the big one, he showed he could grow the party in a brand new territory.
And pretty much every political analyst out there agrees on this. It wasn't just that Bandi Sanjay Kumar was successful, he was successful in exactly the way the party's high command wanted. He was the poster child for the kind of leader they were looking to bring up. So when you see his career laid out like this, it just makes sense. From his activist days, to that long 14-year stretch in local politics, to becoming an MP, then totally changing the BJP's fortunes as state president, and finally landing in the powerful Union Home Ministry. You can see how every single step was a building block for the next.
Which, of course, brings us to the big question now.
He's proven he's a master of grassroots politics and a key player in the BJP's national game plan. So what's next? What kind of role is he going to play on the national stage? His journey from Karimnagar streets to Delhi's corridors of power tells us one thing for sure. His story is far from over.